All right, I'm out of the 49ers locker room after their 19-17 loss to the Browns today. Obviously, very easy culprit is Jake Moody with the 2 missed field goals, including the one that could have won the game. But if you just want to zoom out, look at the big picture here with the 49ers now at 5-1. I mean, they were in position to beat a Browns team coming off of a bye week that has what has so far been the number 1 defense by a mile in the league. They were in position to beat these guys despite losing Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey at the very final gun with a 41-yard field goal. Gives you an idea of just how talented and capable this 49ers team is. Now, they didn't get it done, and I'll tell you what, I was in the locker room right now, and as I predicted, the theme was behind the sticks, quote unquote, behind the sticks. The 49ers just found themselves behind the sticks way too often. Self-inflicted wounds. Behind the sticks, by the way, that means that it was 1st and 15, 1st and 20, 2nd and 19, 3rd and 12. They weren't on schedule. First drive of the game, the 49ers came out, scored very easily, very quickly. They were totally on schedule. When this team is running the football well, not making mistakes, playing in 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, 3rd and 3 or below, 3rd and 4 below, even 3rd and 5, they've been dominant. They've been lethal this year. But when that's not the case, and you have to give the Browns defense a lot of credit for that because this Browns defense is legit, then it's going to be a lot harder for the 49ers. And it was today. They had -5 net yards in the second half up until the final drive when a sense of urgency kicked in. And Brock Purdy answered the adversity really well. Brandon Ayuk answered the adversity really well. They got in position to win the game anyway, but obviously it didn't work out. So goes life in the NFL. So goes life with a rookie kicker. They're going to need Jake Moody to be better on future game-winning kicks, but that's just what happened today here in Cleveland. Now, other side of the football, the run defense for the 49ers is going to have to be a lot better. Javon Kinlaw is getting sucked in way too often. When he thinks it's a pass, he can't be penetrating into the backfield with only thinking about the quarterback when it's actually a run, right? And I thought that Cleveland, with 160 rushing yards today, took advantage of the fact that Kinlaw didn't play a very good game against the run. Dre Greenlaw was out. I thought that really hurt the 49ers against the run. They left Fred Warner really alone on a lot of the blocking schemes that the Browns ran. And the 49ers just gave, the Browns too much of an offensive platform today. Too much of a platform to throw the football. I mean, they didn't throw it effectively. Wasn't efficient over the course of the game, but it was enough to avoid too many critical errors, right? P.J. Walker threw 2 interceptions, including the one to Deommodore Lenoir that looked like it might win the 49ers the game, but then Kareem Hunt had the big run. Jerome Ford had the big run later on to set the Browns up into field goal range. And it was a game where the 49ers defense, it turns out, was going to have to be airtight because the offense was absent for a long stretch against this number 1 Cleveland defense, and the special teams obviously failed with Jake Moody's 2 misses, and the 49ers weren't airtight defensively. They gave up too many rushing yards, and very iffy penalty right against Deshaun Gibson on Elijah Moore on that hit. The game's probably over on the very next play if the officials don't throw the flag there, but they did. By the definition of the word, the 49ers were not airtight. Their offense turned around and made up for it, but the special teams didn't. And it's a team loss, right? All phases of the game saw their respective failures, yet the 49ers were still in position to win this game if just one of those failures hadn't happened. And I would say the one that sticks out the most was Jake Moody's missed field goal. But there's so much else in this football game that went wrong before then. Such as the fact that Brandon Ayuk dropped that bomb from Brock Purdy that was perfectly thrown early in this game. If that goes the 49ers' way, if Ayuk catches that pass and it's a touchdown, they almost certainly win this game, right? So later in the game, when P.J. Walker threw that ill-advised pass with the Browns still down, Deshaun Gibson knocked the ball away from Warren Burks. If that's not knocked away from Warren Burks, that's an interception. The 49ers win this game. So they were close, but no cigar today here in Cleveland. All right, I'm off to write my article on Brock Purdy and company. That was the message from the 49ers locker room. They can learn a lot from the mistakes they made today. This AFC North type battle, a bruising affair that they lose by a couple points at the end, 19-17 to the Cleveland Browns. We will talk to you after the right. The game is finished, now the right is about to begin. Talk to you soon here from Cleveland. 49ers dropped to 5-1, but it most certainly isn't the end of the world. We're going to wait to see the injury updates on Trent Williams, who finished with his ankle injury but was limping around a little bit. Christian McCaffrey I think he's going to be okay, but there's going to be some testing done in his oblique, and didn't see Deebo Samuel at all with the shoulder injury in the locker room. That might be the most serious of the injuries, but we shall see with the 49ers as they move on to Minnesota next week. This is how the NFL works. Sometimes you'll take a blow. It's going to be really tough to beat the 49ers, though, this year. A lot has to go wrong for them to lose, and a lot conspired to go wrong for them today, and they did lose very, very narrowly. That's the life in the league. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, man, like it's the NFL. You get opportunities. You gotta take advantage of them. And so there was definitely some throws and opportunities that I feel like that were there for me, and I missed them, and that made us be behind the sticks, and then you have to get a third down, which is tough on the road here, man, and something I gotta learn from, man. So definitely gonna be real about it, and we all gotta look ourselves in the mirror and see the flaws and stuff, and get better from it. But it starts with me. So.
Brock, you guys moved down the field on the first drive and scored pretty quickly. Were there any adjustments or changes they made that threw you guys off from that point?
No, the defense did what they have been doing on film and everything. We did a good job of just running the ball, getting a good jump on them and stuff, and from there we just honestly weren't ahead of the sticks that first drive. We were able to get some first downs on first and second down, and then the other drives it's almost like started shooting ourselves in the foot with just little things, false starts, and the operation and everything not being clean, getting lined up and being ready to play. Delay games was on me, so there's just little things, man, we got to clean up, which first drive we were smooth and clean on it. So
What clicked on the final drive?
Man, just sense of urgency. We got up to the ball, and we ran some plays that we were all comfortable with, and just get the ball to the playmakers and get it in their hands. BA did a great job of creating separation and getting into some space and making guys miss. Just the tempo, felt good, but the plays and stuff that we had drawn up, earlier in the game and stuff, they're there, and so that's something that I have to look myself in the mirror and be better at and make the throw. So.
Brock, an interception, was that just off target, or is there any sort of miscommunication, or was this just off?
No, it was just bad ball on my end. BA did a great job. He broke whoever was guarding him, and he had all the separation in the world, to be able to lead in and convert first down. So that was on me for sure.
Brock, we're so used to, maybe you've been out of rhythm for a stretch during the game, but the stats are. You ever had a game like this in the NFL? Was it like a sense of frustration? You keep thinking like, okay, this drive, we're going to put it together.
Yeah, 100%. That was my mindset, mentality of the whole game. Obviously, you score on the first drive, but we ran the ball a lot. So for me, it's like, all right, let's get into a rhythm, hit the guys when they're open, let's move the chains, and then put up points. And so that was my mentality the whole game, every drive, even though I'm missing throws and whatnot. That's where I was at. But at the end of the day, man, I feel like I didn't play the standard that I need to.
Brock, go ahead.
After 15 straight wins in the regular season, a loss that you wish didn't happen, how easy is it to flush something like this and move on? Or is it harder because you know how good you guys have been and this is the aberration?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know what our expectations are and what our standards are here, and so to come out and lose any game, it's always going to hurt and sting. For us, yeah, we were on the streak and all that kind of stuff, but we don't try to focus on the outcome. It's more about being our best every play, every drive, every series, and then it just falls into place how it needs to. So for us, we feel like we failed, our own expectations today in terms of playing our best, and that's something that we're gonna have to watch the film and be better at. But at the same time, we got some games to play, a season to look forward to ahead of us, and we're gonna learn from it. It's gonna sting right now for the next couple of days, but we got a good group. So
when you lose Deebo early and then Christian in the third quarter, how much energy, I guess, is sucked out of the offense at that point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're playmakers, really good playmakers, and so it hurts. But at the same time, we got guys to be able to come in and make plays too, and so that's on me. Being able to help out. Guys like Ray and JJ that are going to play more. Elijah coming in. I got to do a better job with just communicating to them in the huddle. Giving them some sort of expectation of what's to come. in terms of the play and stuff. So that's something I gotta be better at. But we got good players, and I'm confident. You know, whoever comes in, even if Debo and Christian aren't able to go, we got good players.
Brock, on the last drive before the field goal attempt, obviously you only needed a field goal, but you were rolling pretty good, and I think you had 34 seconds and a timeout left. Would you have liked to kind of kept going to try to get a little more yardage to set up that opportunity there?
I mean, honestly, we trust in Jake. Jake, he has a great leg. He's been great all year. You know, Kyle, that's something that he saw where we were good at where we were at, and we trusted in Jake to make the kick. And so, for me, do I think we should have done this or that? Like, I think we did our job, and I think, you know, if we had to do it again, man, we're gonna trust in Jake again. So, Jake's done a great job all year. We're gonna continue to believe in him. It is what it is.
When Kyle was in here talking, he seemed frankly mad. What about this game would make him mad?
Can you say it again? Sorry.
When Kyle was in here talking, Coach Shanahan seemed mad. What about this game would make him mad?
I just, you know, the little things, you know, the detail, the mindset of coming in and being on point with, you know, just our operation, our plays, and then there's, like, for myself, man, there's plays to be made. You know, it wasn't as if there wasn't any plays or anything open. Like, there was guys open, and so for me, I have to be better in that area, and I can see his frustration probably from that. But we're real. We're all real with each other, and we're gonna get better from it.
All right.